Stop wasting time cleaning data by hand in every automation, from pasting email to feeding data into an AI. There's one thing you must master: the string. Hey everyone, I'm Abdul, and welcome back to Automation Learners Lab, where I document my journey learning Python from scratch, building automation workflow publicly, and showing you guys how I'm turning this skill into real project and income. If you ever want to learn, build, and earn using automation or Python, hit the subscribe button. Let's be on this journey together. In today's episode of Python for Automation series, we are cutting the fluffs and learn the 6 critical skills you need to know in string to build a scalable and reliable bot. Without much, let's dive into our Python terminal because this is a practical series. Let's hear this in practical. So let's start with the first skill in the list, which is creating a string. Single So as you can see, Python string is just a text locked inside quotes. It can be single or double quote. The first one here is double quote, while the second one here is single quote. The rules are the same, but just pick one and stick to it. This is raw material for every automation. Just get comfortable defining it. So let's move on to the second skill, which is printing a string. The print function is just like a flashlight in your automation. It displays text. Let's see an example. I'm sorry, I'm just learning to. I make mistakes. In your automation, the print function can be used constantly in monitoring your boot, and same as when it comes to debugging. Move to the third skill. Let's get surgical here. String are character lists in sequence. You can access them by their position or index. So let's take some example here. So we print out this, but let's do some indexing and slicing here. Remember, when calling out your index, we start at 0. We don't start from 1. We start at 0. So the E here is count as 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the index number of this one here is 5. That's why when we print out 5, we got this as the result. So let's call on another one. Let's say 10. So 2. If you count, you get exactly this is the 10th index. So let's do some slicing. You have a column index, it slices out all characters after the 10th index, and as you can see, we'll have the column after the 10th index. So it slices out all our character before the 10th index. Okay. While this index here, this one acts as a slice character before the 10th index and character after the 20th index, so it only pick up a chunk of data. Let's move on to the fourth skill, which is string property. A critical fact is that strings are immutable. When created, you can't edit them, you can't modify it. So let's try to edit this string here. Let's see. If you try to edit a string is immutable. If you try to edit it, Python will throw an error. Let's see this. You see, Python throws an error. String object does not support item assignment, so you can't do this. But if you want to modify a string, this is the way. There is a way to do it. Let's take a look. You create a new string. Let's say new prompt. Very simple. So whenever I want to edit or modify a string, you only do it this way. You can't assign or you can't edit a string when created. That's called concatenation. So the next skill on our list is useful string method. Python has useful built-in method. If you are not using them, you are coding slow. Here are 4 useful string methods that are non-negotiable when it comes to data cleaning and preparation. Let's take a look at this. So yeah, the list. The first one is, let's see how it works. You see, all your character here are sensitive to uppercase if you use this method. Let's see the second method. You see, it turns our character into lowercase. Let's see the third one. Split our data. Let's see the last one. You see, very simple. We replace our first data to another data. You run this string constantly on spreadsheet data, script text, everything else your automation pipeline touches, so you get good at them. So the last skill we'll be covering today in strings is print formatting. I'm sorry. This is not a code. I supposed to place an hash symbol before, because this is not a code. So I'm sorry for that. Let's see an example of this. So take a look at how we use f-string. This is the modern standard of formatting, because your automation need dynamic messages. To insert variable into your texts, you need a modern way of doing it cleanly, and forget about concatenation. So this is the modern standard. Let's take a look at how you can use this. Let's see. I made a mistake here. Sorry. This I built a method. I forgot to place this here. So you see, maybe we have this. Want to insert this data inside this variable inside our code. So we use f-string cleanly to insert our new data we want to put into our code or automation. So this is nice, very simple and clear. Hey guys, now you have the 6 core string manipulation skill to start building your first real bot. Everything else you learn is built on this foundation. Don't mix the next episode, because we will dive into leaks, the backbone for organizing and processing all your automation data. So subscribe, like, drop a comment of your biggest string challenge. See you in the next video. Thank you.